Welcome to the Viking Age podcast, the official podcast of the VikingAge.com. My name is Chris Schad. I write for FanSided and ZoneCoverage.com. He is Adam Patrick, mean mugging on the screen as well. Lead editor for the NFL division at FanSided and manager of the VikingAge.com. We do this right here on the Viking Age YouTube channel every Tuesday and Friday morning. We're also in podcast form on Apple and Spotify the very next day. So however you consume us, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe so you never miss a new episode. And we can spread the word to the masses. On today's show, should the Vikings have signed Aaron Rodgers? Should the Vikings have kept Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold? Is Kevin O'Connell so afraid that Max Brosmer is going to upstage JJ McCarthy and ruin everybody's plans? And do they ever have a long-term plan at quarterback? No, we're not going to talk about any of that stuff because JJ McCarthy happened, and he just happened to the Detroit Lions in a 27-24 victory. JJ McCarthy, I mean, first of all, let's start here, Adam. This could not have happened to a nicer fan base, in my opinion. Maybe the Packers. But you know the thing about Packer fans, they're actually fun. Mm-hmm. Packer fans are fun. Like if you have an argument with a Packer fan, be like, you want a beer? Yeah, sure. And you have a couple of beers, you throw your punches and everything is good. This Lions fan base that has been following this team for 2 years since they got good. They like to post their little clips online. They like to comment on all the YouTube videos. They like to throw their punches and everything else. And they thought they were going to absolutely clobber the Minnesota Vikings, which, hey, Vegas did too. They were 10.5 points underdogs. You know, we sat here on this show. I predicted 38-7, although that was kind of tongue in cheek. And they went out and they got JJ McCarthy'd. And that just makes me full in their own building. Dan Campbell's probably pulled up to Ford Field in a vehicle that looked like something out of Mad Max. Their defensive coordinator, Kelvin Shepard, is the only person who rages harder than he does. Like, you're going to tell me I'm going to call my alma mater? I'm going to be the head coach of my alma. Good luck with that, LSU. And then you got 65,000, you know, as The Rock would say, the largest gathering of trailer park trash making their march from 8 Mile, listening to the soothing sounds of Kid Rock, ready to just unleash hell. And JJ McCarthy silenced them all. I fucking love it.
Yeah. If the Vikings don't win another game all year long, I don't care. I mean, I will care, but like if they don't, and they only beat the Lions in Detroit, I'll still be happy with that. I'll be happy with getting that win, feeling what we felt yesterday. And I think the Vikings should have won by more. They got a kick return touchdown taken away. Somehow Isaiah Rodgers got chased down by a punter on the blocked field goal. And I think the Vikings could have probably even won by more yesterday, but they let the Lions back in it. But they held on in the end because JJ McCarthy, you know, he didn't put up 300 passing yards yesterday, but he made the plays when they counted, including that final pass for first down to Jalen Naylor. So yeah, and then also JJ McCarthy, like I know you saw a bunch of stuff of like Lions fans saying that how they would like to see JJ McCarthy play well, but still hope the Vikings lose. And guess what? He played well, and the Lions lost. So it worked out for everybody, and it makes it that much sweeter that McCarthy was like beloved at Michigan, and a lot of Lions fans are also Michigan fans. So they had to watch the kid they used to root for come in and beat their team. And also, like, it's a big win because the Lions team that the Vikings faced on Sunday wasn't really missing. They had like all their top players. They had Jahmyr Gibbs, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra, Aiden Hutchinson. Like they had all their top players, and they were pretty much consensus, probably top 5 on all the power rankings, whatever power rankings you go by. Maybe someone has them number 1 or whatever, but top 5 pretty much everywhere. And the Vikings went in. JJ McCarthy. I think you could say they punched him in the mouth. They beat him at their own game. They were aggressive. They were physical. They didn't let Jared Goff have any time to think, and they came with a formula to win. And that's really what mattered yesterday. It didn't matter if they had a shootout or Jordan Mason had 150 yards rushing or JJ McCarthy had 4 touchdowns and 500 yards passing. No, they went in there to get a win. They got a win. And now they're a game and a half out of first place in NFC North, which now looks completely wide open after the Packers lost to the Panthers. And the Bears should have lost to the Bengals, but they escaped because the Bengals defense doesn't exist. I don't. Good thing they paid Trey Hendrickson though, because that really solved a lot of problems by signing him. But
I don't think they gave him a raise, didn't they? I don't think they paid him. Well, I mean,
they gave more guaranteed money. I think.
Yeah,
I think they gave more guaranteed money. But yeah, what do we got now? 9 games left in the season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can definitively say who's going to win the NFC North right now. And I know some people will laugh at like the Vikings coming out on top, but why not? They just went in Detroit, beat Detroit with all like their top players. Why can't they? There is not a team in the NFL right now where I don't think the Vikings can at least hang if they have JJ McCarthy in there and they play like the way they did on Sunday. They can't play like they did against the Chargers, but that was a whole different thing of like a short week, and they have Carson Wentz back there, and Darisaw was out, and a bunch of other people. But like if they play like they did on Sunday, they could beat any team in the NFL, any team.
And I think there's been a lot of talk. For the RBN, we have a brainstorm every morning, and we go in there, and I was. There's 2 people in there who are Toronto Blue Jays fans, so they weren't feeling great. And then I show up in my JJ McCarthy jersey. I got the hat on.
I was rooting for the Blue Jays. So.
Yeah, well, I think everybody outside of Los Angeles was, and maybe even, I don't know. I don't think Angels fans like baseball anymore, and I can't blame them. But I put this on, my little boa, Chris freaking Schad making an appearance in the morning. As well as my purple colored glasses, which I can't wear right now because I'm wearing my actual glasses because I'm technically blind.
Yeah.
But the first thing that came out of their mouth was, well, he only completed 25, 143 yards. And I mean, he's got Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson on his team. You actually posted someone. I don't even know who those people are. Like there's who are
they? They're from Yahoo. One's Nate Tice, so Mike Tice's son.
Sure.
And then the other one was Charles McDonald, who goes by Four Verts. I think you would know him. And they write for Yahoo, and they just came away and were like, "Yeah, JJ McCarthy, he played really, really, really bad." And I'm just like, "You didn't watch the game because like he didn't play bad. He didn't play great. He wasn't amazing." But like I said, he came up with the plays when they needed to be made. And if you watch that game, you could just tell, like, the Vikings were better with him on the field than they were with Carson Wentz, regardless of how many yards Carson Wentz put up. Like, there's just the general feelings and the flow, like his command of the offense. They didn't have a delay of game yesterday. I don't think they had a false start yesterday. In Detroit, it wasn't quiet. So like they had plenty of excuses to mess up. Like there was some blown calls here or whatever, or blown plays or whatever, but like he was fine. Like he played well. He did what needed to be done to get the win. And is at his level, at his experience, that's really what you are asking for to go along with him getting more comfortable and developing, because this is his 3rd career start. And guess what? He's 2-1 with 2 wins against NFC North opponents on the road. So, like, what do you want from him?
He did not have kids anymore, apparently. But
he had to sleep in a separate room this week.
Yeah, I saw that. So there was a report right before the game that JJ McCarthy's son Rome was sick and he slept in a separate room, and he said he couldn't sleep. So I said, "Oh, KOC is going to be mad because he's not on a good sleep schedule."
Well, he did say he made sure he slept in that room so he could get a good night's sleep because he knows babies cry all night or whatever.
Right.
And yeah, kids get sick. That's what kids do pretty much their whole first, I don't know, 20 years of life, get sick.
Yeah, they just get sick.
Yeah.
No, well, what I was going to say, and I am paraphrasing here because I don't have the quote in front of me, but in Alec Lewis's piece in The Athletic, he actually stood up in front of the team, McCarthy, that is, and said he couldn't sleep much the week before because he was getting the glare of a silver platter with a juicy opportunity on in front of it. You know, that's just it. I mean, you look at the stats and you're like, okay, well, he didn't. What's the big deal? But like when you watch JJ McCarthy, there is a certain level of swagger that this team. I hate the word swagger, but I'm going to use it a lot in this podcast
You
because
have
it's
to.
true.
You have to use it in this situation because it is.
I would say maybe in like this era, it's vibes, right? There's just
Aura.
we aura, whatever you want to use. Like Carson Wentz has negative aura or whatever. Like, you know, you and I were talking like JJ McCarthy's big money quote after the game when he was talking about it, it was like a dog in the street.
Yep.
And whatever. Like with Carson Wentz, they were like licking their wounds. They were like, you know, like my parents' dog during a thunderstorm. Like, what lightning? What? Huh?
Notice they didn't show him
on?
breaking down the huddle in any of their post-game videos when he was starting.
No, needless to say, like even Sam Darnold was, you know, remember they like picked him up and he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. What is happening right now? Why are they throwing water at me? Like just little things like that. Like JJ McCarthy, when the game was on the line, especially towards the end, like Kevin, when we'll get to things that we were kind of annoyed with this game a little bit later, but I mean, late in the game, Kevin O'Connell's at the 1 yard line. He runs it with Jordan Mason once, and he goes, "I like an alcoholic that needs a beer. Like I can't do this. I gotta throw." They're expecting his answer was they were expecting us to throw. Who the fuck cares? You're up. Yeah, I mean, if Jordan Mason gets 1 yard, and I know Jordan Mason did his best Ty Chandler impression, getting bowled over in pass protection and you know running the wrong way, and
or Jahmyr Gibbs impression, I guess.
What's that?
Or Jahmyr Gibbs impression, I guess, after yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs got steamrolled in pass protection yesterday as well. But I mean, JJ McCarthy, the game was on the line late. He has that mishap. He gets 4 yards anyway because, oh my God, we have a quarterback that can run. Then stuffed on the next play, I believe, and he throws that pass to Jalen Nailor, which a certain other former quarterback would have never, ever thrown because he wasn't 5 yards open. But I mean, it's just the kid isn't afraid to fail. Like, I will put it that way. And coming into this game with all the pressure and everything else, like my biggest takeaway is that there is a solid foundation here. And that's what I wanted to see. If JJ McCarthy was dirtballing passes and looking like a nervous wreck, like Nate Tice and Charles McDonald said he looked like, and he admitted it too. He's like, yeah, I was a little amped up. I missed a couple of throws on the run. He was not very good on the run, but you know what? Third start in the NFL after a year where he did not practice at all, by the way, because of that injury, and then missing 6 weeks of practice with that ankle injury. I mean, I iterate this goal again, that if JJ McCarthy looks as good, or as long as JJ McCarthy looks better at the end of the year than he did at the beginning of the year, it's a successful season. And I know we all came in with this team could win a Super Bowl. That probably wasn't the best thing. Now it's basically, okay, like, what does he do against the Ravens? Like, is he going to pull another one at home where, you know, the last time I saw him, that was a pretty rough game, but also his ankle was completely mangled in the fourth quarter.
Didn't dare saw that game either.
Exactly. Like those are two things that get in there. So, I mean, you know, kind of looking at the lead up and everything else, JJ McCarthy had a lot to prove because we're still sitting here talking about Max Brosmer. I mean, I'll let you talk in just a second. I have to get this off my chest too. Kevin Seifert of ESPN And you know what? I mean, he's reporting something. He heard something.
Mhm.
I don't know why he dropped it. I mean, a year ago he
I mean, he knows.
he was topping short of being like JJ McCarthy's getting his leg amputated right now. I mean, it's pretty bad. Like, you know, when he had
Second
an injection
surgery.
or whatever. Yeah, whatever. But he said a person with knowledge of the Vikings thinking half joke that O'Connell left Wentz in last Thursday's game because Brosmer, who had a strong training camp in preseason, might prove a better short-term option than McCarthy.
Half joke, but we still got to put it in our column.
Can we fucking stop this? Like, please. Like, there are a couple things going on. You have psycho Gopher fans who are just ultimate homers, and I don't think it's their fault. They had a couple of drinks during a preseason game. They saw this quarterback make all these throws, and then it was just like, holy shit, Gopher quarterback, good. I don't know how to handle this. Then you also have media who I don't like trashing media because I used to be part of media, and you're looking for anything you can. So, like, hometown connection, right? You just pound the hell out of it, and then people click on it, and you make money. It's great. But the media has over exaggerated how many Viking fans actually care about Gopher football. And you know what? Gopher football is fun. I'm going to a Gopher Badger game in a couple of weeks. I'm going to have a great time. It's a great Saturday opportunity. You know what I'm not expecting from the Gophers? A national championship, because every time they run into Ohio State or Michigan or Penn State or some other school that actually matters, they get their shit kicked in. So,
or Iowa.
Stop coming at me with Max Brosmer being this unbelievable third string quarterback god. And if he goes out there in a couple years and we're like, oh my God, he's actually good, I'll walk this back and say, you know what? I was wrong. People were watching practice, whatever. But I mean, this thought that, oh my God, Max brought, you don't know, man, they are sitting on a gold mine here. You're insane. And you're just pandering to idiots who are just roll the boat, Sky Uma, go Gophers. I love my PJ Fleck. Yeah, he calls timeouts at the worst times or whatever. Then stop it. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in like central and western New York, so I grew up like rooting for Syracuse football, which is also not a powerhouse. Although when I was growing up in like the late '90s, early 2000s, they did make a couple of Orange Bowls, so they were pretty good because they had McNabb. But since then, yeah, it's like the same thing. Like you get excited and you want to watch them and stuff, but like there aren't really any players from those teams that should probably be legitimate like NFL players, at least quarterback wise. Because Gophers have had a number of players go in the NFL, especially recently, who have been productive. And even Syracuse, Rondé Gadsden, with the Chargers right now. He's pretty good. But I wanted to bring up, because we talked about JJ's numbers, I just wanted to bring up these numbers that some of them I shared with you earlier today, but of a certain quarterback. His name's Tom Brady. You ever heard of him? I think he announced the game yesterday.
I think he announced the game yesterday.
Some of it, yeah.
He actually was pretty good. I shouldn't make fun of him.
He was much better than last year, for sure. First career start. Patriots won 44-13 over the Colts. I want to say Peyton Manning was the quarterback for the Colts then. He completed 56% of his passes for 168 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Second start, he completes 50% of his passes for 86 yards passing,
Wow.
no touchdowns, no interceptions. Let's go down to I believe like his 7th or 8th start against the Buffalo Bills, and they won 21-11. The Patriots did. He completed 70% of his passes for 107 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. And let's fast forward all the way to what looks like maybe start 14 or 13. They win again. They beat the Dolphins 20-13. He completes 57% of his passes for 108 passing yards for 1 touchdown and no interceptions. So, if we had the same reaction that some people have been having to JJ McCarthy today and recently about like, oh, he only threw for 143 yards or whatever, I'm not sure Tom Brady would have 7 Super Bowls because these people would have been like, "Oh, he needs to be benched. The Patriots need to trade for somebody. They need to, promote their undrafted rookie third string backup uh, because he's not putting up good enough numbers." And all Tom Brady did that year in his first year as a starter is lead the Patriots to a Super Bowl in what would be their first of 6 Super Bowls. So, and I think a lot of people can agree. I don't want to make this comparison like directly right now, but I think a lot of people can agree that Tom Brady had that like it factor. People, his teammates rallied around him, kind of same characteristics that JJ McCarthy has right now, where like he's got that it factor. His teammates rally around. There's videos in the locker room, like guys getting. He doesn't need. It's not the fake stuff that we saw with like Kirk Cousins or anybody else. Like they love this dude. They know his passion. They know his leadership, and he's got that. So like maybe I am comparing him to Tom Brady, but I think when you look at those two players in their early career, a lot of it was about like this guy has it, and eventually he's going to put everything together and be not only one of the top like statistical quarterbacks, but like one of the best quarterbacks ever. McCarthy still has a very long way to get there, but like early signs are he's got a lot of things in common with Mr. Brady, including
Well,
going
they
to
were
Michigan.
well, they were both psychos. That's one. I
Yes,
mean, like, go
yes,
watch the videos
yes,
yesterday. That
yes,
dude, JJ McCarthy, is insane,
yes,
and I love
in a
it.
good way.
Yes, like in a very. I mean, if we were playing against him, I don't think I'd like it as much. But like
He's in he we talked about it. Like he's Bruce Wayne when he's home with his baby, cuddly and everything. And then he puts on that Batman suit, that Vikings uniform, and he just goes out and beats the shit out of everybody. He doesn't care, and he's probably got the same voice too, like the Bat, like so hot. That's how he hikes the ball. It's just like no,
he just
um,
puts on the helmet and he's like, just talking to KOC, just like, what's the play call? Why are you using that voice? Tell me what is it? You know what he reminds me of? He looks like it's like a Disney Channel movie, like a high school one, and like this upstart team where like the kids were eating glue at the beginning of the movie just finds a way to beat them. But like instead of just like never playing football again, like the movie makes you believe, he actually like just goes in the gym and just fuels it to be an NFL quarterback, and now
what's
he's
that?
here.
This is the Big Green. Remember that movie? Or the soccer movie? Or like,
No.
yeah, it was a. I don't think it was Disney Channel movie. I think it was an actual movie, but it's like the kid with the red hair from The Sandlot.
Yeah.
He was in it, and they just had like a makeshift soccer team where like they were terrible at the beginning, and then like they came together, and like at the end they got real uniforms and beat like one of the best teams. It's kind of
Mighty Ducks, man.
yeah, that's
Like,
very similar too.
yeah. Like
So like, and I'm sure JJ McCarthy is very familiar with Mighty Ducks, because he did play hockey growing up. I don't know if you heard that. He grew up
if
playing
there's
hockey.
one thing Minnesotans will get more excited about than, hey, this guy used to play for the Gophers, or he went to Mankato, or whatever. It is anybody who has any ties with hockey. So,
Next year, JJ McCarthy, he should dress up as Gordon Bombay for Halloween.
ooh, I like that. Just
Or
don't get the DUI that
who's
Gordon
the miracle
Bombay got
coach?
at the beginning of that movie. Who?
Who's the Herb Brooks, right? He's the miracle
Herb
coach.
Brooks, yeah.
Dressed up like him with the mop top or whatever.
Can I give you one more 7-start sample size of a notable
Yes.
quarterback? So this quarterback, this will be fun because like I didn't send Adam the outline before the
Oh,
show,
all right. No,
so
I don't know who it
he
is.
has no idea. Actually, you might. I said it to you this morning, but well, we'll just roll with that. This quarterback in his first 7 starts is a full-time starter, so he got to start in a couple years, but this is irrelevant. First 7 starts in his first full season as a starter, completed 57.7% of his passes, averaged 213.1 yards per game, 11 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and a 78.2 quarterback rating.
Whew, that's very close.
Who is this
Do I get
quarterback?
do I get a time period? Can you give me like a decade?
A decade.
of when they played?
2020s. He currently plays.
Oh, is it Brock Purdy?
It is not Brock Purdy. Brock
Is it
Purdy was
Jalen
good
Hurts?
out of it. He was the Max. He's what people think Max Brosmer is right now.
Is it Jalen Hurts?
It is not Jalen Hurts. You want one more guess?
Yeah. Drake May?
It is Jordan Love.
Oh, okay.
Good old Pookie. As they
after yesterday's game, I don't know if
Jordan Love
I'd
was
want this comparison.
And you know what about Jordan Love? After those 7 starts, people were like, should we tank for Caleb Williams?
I remember
Because it was 2023. Yeah, they were all like, do we tank for Caleb Williams? And then Jordan Love rose from the dead, and now he's
and they won.
the third
They
coming
won
of
2
Jesus
playoff
Christ
games.
over in Green
Yeah,
Bay.
you're right.
So what's that?
They won 2 playoff games.
They
beat the Eagles, I think. And they almost, or they beat the Cowboys. They beat the Cowboys. And then
I think you're right, actually. Because he caught fire at the end. They don't have playoffs in the thing.
Aaron Jones had
regular season.
I think Aaron Jones had like 3 or 4 touchdowns in the playoff game against the Cowboys.
Yes. Yep. You are correct. They did go to the playoffs that year. Yep. He threw 3 touchdowns, 272 yards on 21 attempts against the Cowboys. And then he 194 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, including a back-breaking one against the 49ers.
If you have that uniform on.
Exactly. So there it is. There you go.
Yeah, it's weird when you let a player play like a full season before passing judgment on them. Not week by week.
Who knew? Right? But of course they passed on Aaron Rodgers, and now everybody's mad. Deanna Rossini was on what was it, Levitard? And she's just like, is it Diana?
Diana.
I don't care at this point.
That's fine.
I mean, I try to get people's names right. She's not coming on this show.
No. She's
like never in a million years, man. She was on there, and she's
on our show. She needs some money or help or something bad. Like she's down bad if she's on our show.
She's just like, I told you they talked to Aaron Rodgers, and they wanted to do that. I'm sure they talked, and I'm sure they said, don't call us again, Aaron.
I did post that clip last week of her saying that on the Levitard show, but I didn't include the part afterwards where she was like, but the Vikings, they really do believe in JJ. Like when I saw him at training camp, he was really good. And I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Like now you're getting in on you want to get in on both sides. You want to be right about the Rodgers thing, but you also want to be like, oh, but the Vikings love. Come on. No, but like she's the least of like Vikings fans' problems because she's stirring up shit with Eagles fans and Bengals fans right now. So like I think her husband's like an Eagles fan, and I heard a story of I think she might have said like her husband telling her like, yeah, none of my friends like you because you keep talking about the Eagles and how everything's going wrong and they want to trade AJ Brown. She's like, sorry. So
amazing stuff. Of course. Yeah. Eagles.
Hard hitting reporting over there.
Yes.
At the Athletic.
Well, you know what you can do to pay for your subscription there, wherever you get your fine intel.
Yeah.
You can play Underdog and win some money there because football season is in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to get into the action. Playing Underdog is easy. You just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. You play with as little as $1. I've been playing Underdog for years. Adam has as well, and I'll tell you just how easy Underdog is. Every Sunday, I wake up, I have some coffee, I log on to Underdog, I got the app on my phone, and I make some entries just sitting there drinking some coffee. Nothing is up yet for the Vikings-Ravens game, but I'll tell you what, here's a hypothetical I'm thinking about doing. I love picking higher or lower on 0.5 touchdowns. So you can go higher, and if a whole bunch of people score, you can have a good time. I mean, you could do random guys and they'll have,
Jalen Naylor.
high multipliers. And yeah, so you could do Jalen Naylor if you want to. He's probably got a high multiplier and you can win even more money just with a couple bucks. So what I'm thinking of doing is rushing touchdowns. I think JJ McCarthy could find the end zone. So I'll go higher there. And Lamar Jackson, we know he could find the end zone on Sunday. Higher on those two, throw down $5. Heck, I'm going to the game. I might even do it at the tailgate. So you could do it from anywhere, anytime. It's great. Download the app today. Sign up with the promo code The Age, which is all one word, to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code The Age. Underdog. Make picks. Win money. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DMFS _.html for details. Offers not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. If you are concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. And in New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. All right. JJ McCarthy was great, but he does not play defense. And thankfully, Brian Flores' defense got its swagger back. Oh, I bet you didn't know that clip was at Ford Field.
What? Oh,
yeah. I did the meme there. That was terrible. I can't emote like that guy did, or that kid. I guess he would have been a kid, but it's like 10 years. So now he's a guy. I don't know. But
I was just a Bears fan was in one of my mentions, so I was trying to look up Caleb Williams' passing yards, and Caleb Williams, who had 93 passing yards in his first start for the Bears last year, 48% completion rate. Oh, the next game was better. He had 174 yards passing and 2 interceptions. So, yeah, shut the fuck up.
We're just angry. Nobody talks about our quarterback that way. Hey, nobody talks about our defense that way either. First drive of the game, I had a bad feeling about everything because they drove right down the field and Sam Laporta scored a touchdown. I believe that was on a 4th down too.
He had like 9 catches on the first drive.
Yeah. For the rest of the afternoon, though, they got in Jared Goff's face. 42% pressure rate according to PFF. Lots of good things on the defensive side of the ball. Javon Hargrave showed up. That was a welcome sight to see. Levi Drake Rodriguez looking like he's, honorary Oos, getting a block. And then Isaiah Rodgers, like you said, getting ran down by the punter. But whatever, it set up a field goal. It's all good. Punter. Yeah, that is one. I don't know. Maybe they should get him on the field more. John Martin could use the help.
Was Dan Chisena the punter for the
Dan Chisena? The ultimate weapon. Yeah. He first one down there, but he could never make the tackle. Andrew Van Ginkel came back and changed a lot of things in this game. And then, Jonathan Grenard,
almost got there.
he's on the social media warpath. And as he should be, I think too. And what he's been saying, I mean, it's not like he's like confronting people. He's just saying, gotta be better. Yep. And he's right too, because I looked it up. 20.6% missed tackle rate this year, which is pretty high. But over the last 3 years, it's been over 25%. So that's actually an improvement on what he's done in the past. Plus, he has posted a PFF tackling grade over 40.3 once in his career, which is a problem for, I mean, it's wild. Like I looked at it, I was like, what? How is this? But he is excellent at getting pressure.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged, like if he could just wrap up and get some of those, I mean, he might have double-digit sacks already. So, I mean, he's got the hard part down. Now it's just, and maybe if he was talking to us right now, he'd be like, well, that is the hard part, dragging down a jacked up 200-pound dude.
Should he put like Velcro on his jersey so like his arms
what was
stick?
It Little Giants, where like he's got like the stick him and then he does break and then he's like Yeah,
stuck to his shirt.
yeah, exactly. He just needs stickum for these guys. But I mean, the overarching thing that I'm trying to get to here is, was Sunday's a performance a trend where the Vikings are gonna, everything's good, here we go, or was it a mirage where, hey, the Lions had a really bad day and Brian Flores threw some wrinkles at him?
I think if everyone stays healthy, which is we've learned this year is easier said than done, I think this is a repeatable performance. This is what I've heard this a lot from people already. This is what people expected from the Vikings defense all year. But Van Ginkel went down. Blake Cashman was out for a while. They've had some other injuries. Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen weren't really doing a whole lot the first couple games. Sounds like they might have gotten a talking to during the mini buy of like, hey, we're paying you guys a lot. You might want to start playing. Okay, thanks. And they did. Javon Hargrave had a really good game. But then like a guy like Eric Wilson had an awesome game yesterday. I think he blitzed like 15 times and he got pressures on like 6 of them. So that's like more than 30% of his blitzes resulted in pressures, which is awesome. And then just Brian Flores came up with a really good plan where like going up against the Lions in the past, Jared Goff would just torch that defense over the middle. And I think like Brian Flores was like, okay, if you're gonna if the middle of the field's gonna be open, we're just gonna make it like extra hard for you to even realize that you're not even gonna have time to recognize that the middle of the field is open because we're gonna be so quickly in your face. We're gonna bring pressure up the middle, so you can't even really look up the middle to figure that out. And that was a good plan by Flores. He pretty much said F it, like we're just gonna go all out and bring pressure to Goff because we know under pressure he's Christian Ponder back there, essentially. But then like even the secondary, like we didn't hear a lot about the secondary yesterday, and that's a good thing. I feel like that's something like with an offensive line, if you don't hear a lot about them, then they probably did pretty well. Jameson Williams did have that touchdown, the long touchdown. There were some catches here and there, Laporta up the middle and stuff. But overall, I think if you look at the past performances that the Vikings have had against the Lions, and they've gotten gashed by like Amon-Ra and Jameson Williams at times, like the secondary played really well yesterday. But like, yeah, if their defense can play like that moving forward, I think, yeah. Like I said in the beginning, there isn't a team in the NFL right now that I don't think the Vikings can not hang with. Like what they did on Sunday proves that they are capable of beating anyone. And they did that on the road, which makes it even more impressive. So the defense was very impressive. And I think it was just maybe Brian Flores just like sitting down and really maybe doing a lot of good self-coaching during the mini buy and being like, I just want to beat the Lions. Like I think Kevin O'Connell felt that way too. Like I don't really care how we do it. I just want to beat the Lions because they didn't beat them in Detroit. I think the last one in Detroit was 2020 when there were no fans. That was like the game where the last game,
The Kirk Gritty
the
game.
last game, the Vikings beat the Lions in Detroit. Adrian Peterson was on the Lions. That's how long ago it was. So, like, it's been a while.
Was that the year Everson Griffin was on the Lions too?
I don't know if he was on there.
Or was he released by then?
It might have been.
I don't mean that as mean. No, he did get released.
Because
I remember that.
He was on what, the Cowboys, and then he was on the Lions. I think he finished the year up with the Lions, so he might have been on the Lions too. So, like, yeah, but that's how long ago. Adrian Peterson was still playing. He was getting like legit playing time. That's how long ago it was. So like I think Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores were just like, let's just win. Like who cares about numbers and stuff? Like let's just get a win out there and prove to everybody that we can beat them. And that's what they did.
I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles won ugly all last year.
Yeah, and then they killed the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, if you make every game a coin flip, like that's what we kind of just have to do right now. It's cliche, but it's week by week. It's because I mean, like I said, I could see JJ McCarthy going out on Sunday, having a rough day, and us being in the same spot again. Like, oh man, they never would have had this with Darnold. Well, you know what? These are the cards they chose. Like, as much as we want to overanalyze and everything else. And by the way, speaking of full seasons, did you see Daniel Jones yesterday? What was it? 5 turnovers?
Yeah.
They zoomed in on his face, and old Danny Dimes made a comeback where
Yeah. So it happens when you play like a decent defense, and not the Titans or Jaguars every week.
In a hostile environment. Pittsburgh's no joke.
They did beat the Broncos. I will give them
yes.
that. They did beat the Broncos, but I don't think Daniel Jones lit up the Broncos though in that game.
No,
I don't remember that.
And people could get mad about. I mean, we already talked about this. People get mad about Darnold all you want. It's like, I'd rather have JJ McCarthy and pieces around him for the next couple of years. Here's the other thing too. I mean, I know we're done talking about McCarthy, but I do just want to bring this up. A lot of people analyze him like the Vikings have to pay him tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people know how much quarterbacks cost. People know how much, the Vikings would have to advance. And the Vikings have spent a large chunk of their history, 6 years to be exact, paying top dollar for an average quarterback. And yes, I'm talking about.
Want them
I should be. I should be careful on this episode, because by the time people will see this, Kirk Cousins could already be traded.
No,
people have.
They got John. They got John Wolford. Okay, that's what Kevin.
John Wolford's good enough for me. And Carson Wentz can stop by the room, can he?
No, yeah, he can still be in meetings.
Yeah, he could just, hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah,
I
don't really think I want him in the. Nope, I don't think I really want him in the locker room though. Like, based on. Yeah, I don't. No.
I don't want him.
I know the Chiefs made this. I think he was a backup with the Chiefs last year, right? And they made the Super Bowl. So, but like, Patrick Mahomes kind of evens that out. So, but like, there's a reason why. I know there was that stat going around, like Carson Wentz is playing for 6 different teams in 6 years, and it's like, do we know? I think we can figure out who the problem is here, because it's not the teams. I think it's
a lot of people who are mad last week. How mad are people about Jaden Daniels being out there,
or Aaron Jones?
Yeah, I mean,
Aaron Jones says he's going to play on Sunday with his sprained AC joint or whatever. But
Dalvin Cook Daniels, played with that injury forever.
Jaden Daniels,
I'm squealing here.
I think people should be. No, I think people have a right to be. When Jaden Daniels got hurt last night, I was like, why is he in the game? Like,
right.
It was what was it, 38-7?
His arm looked like a WWE 2K
Yeah, he's lucky.
Glitch.
He's lucky it was just his arm and his non-throwing arm. Like, it could have been his knee. Like, Washington does not have a good history with knees and quarterbacks, especially when it comes. I mean, Vikings and Washington can relate pretty well with quarterbacks and their knees. I think Teddy Bridgewater and Joe Theismann probably had similar injuries back in the day. I was gonna say going out there and getting the wins and having different game plans every week. That's what the Patriots did every week in their dynasty with Tom Brady. Like, I feel like they had a different game plan every week, even after Tom Brady left. Do you remember that? Was it the Patriots against the Bills? And the Patriots ran like 55 times and passed 3 times just to get the win.
I do. Yeah.
That's when Mac Jones
was that a like,
it was like Monday night
50-mile-an-hour wind game?
Yeah.
And just like, all right.
And they're like, we're just gonna run 50 times.
I think I saw a clip today. Indiana's quarterback, I think his name's
Mendoza.
Yeah, Fernando Mendoza. Is that right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I'm sure it is. Mendoza, Indiana. I apologize. It is Fernando Mendoza. I was right.
All right.
It does sound like a CFB 26
Isn't the Mendoza line? Isn't the Mendoza line a thing in baseball?
That is 200.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember his first name, but there was a guy with the last name Mendoza, and he was a career 200 there. So I don't know why he's the guy people associated with it, but
it's like the Dalton. Have you heard of the Dalton scale?
Is that an Andy Dalton thing?
Yeah, quarterbacks get rated above or below. And
Dalton, so he's like
the median.
Yeah, the zero value. Like
Mhm.
he's not like good, but he's not bad. He's
Yeah.
just
I think
in the
Tua.
middle.
Would you put? I think like Tua might be the modern day Dalton right now. Maybe like in the middle there. Is he too bad now?
He might be too bad. Nothing's his fault either. Like, oh
Uh,
yeah, we had
not
too many
according to him.
Ravens fans in the stadium, and it was a day that ended in Y. So
I
I
think I
mean, I
saw
wasn't
someone
really
like,
feeling it.
why did they let him talk? Like, don't let him talk anymore.
Just, dude, you've rung your bell enough.
I mean,
Like, we'll
he's
just.
much easier to listen to than Mike McDaniel, who's just like, it's like, oh my.
That was. I cannot remember a game where I saw the home team's fans as angry
Oh,
as
Thursday
that
night.
Baltimore Miami game.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even have the sound on, but I kept looking over and they're like people in bags. They were like, and I'm like, I didn't realize Dolphins fans cared this much. Like they are,
They won Super Bowls. But they haven't won
well,
a playoff game since 2000, I think.
yeah. When was their last Super Bowl win? Was it 70?
Yeah, 70 before the Vikings. Probably it might have been over the Vikings actually. 76
Yeah. It
because they
it's
went
been
to
a
one
while.
with Marino in like 84, I think, but they
And then they
lost.
never went back with him.
Nope.
That's pretty crazy. Before we go, let's talk about the NFC North because you just talked a little bit about how the Vikings could basically beat anybody. And I mean, here's the other thing about McCarthy too. Just keep like, sorry guys, like this is a JJ McCarthy show now because that's the number one story here. But 2-0 in the division, and look at the teams he beat. He beat the Lions on the road, and he beat the Bears on the road, who should be 6-2 when you think about it, considering how the Vikings came back in that first game. So I mean, he's been beating good teams. The Packers, they fall to 5-2-1 after losing to Carolina. My favorite play out of that
The
was the
scramble.
Jordan Love. Yes. And Matt LaFleur not knowing what he's doing, and Jordan Love trying to make a play and just throws it up. And I don't know who was in the end zone trying to catch it, but he would have had a pick six.
Yeah,
Like it
there's
was
a
just,
reason he's a cornerback, not a receiver.
I was just like, man, this is going to be an awesome play. And like they go to the end zone and it's just the Panthers play. Like he probably was like, holy shit, what? Like, why is it okay?
Like I didn't watch any of that game, so like the Panthers defense isn't that good, right? Like they're decent, but I don't feel like the Packers are supposed to have a pretty good offense, I feel like, right? But Tucker Kraft got hurt, tore his
yeah,
ACL.
and that's
Back right in.
very unfortunate.
But they have Josh Jacobs. They have like 13 number one receivers. So like, what happened? But the Packers happened because they also lost to the Browns this year.
Yes.
That's their 2 losses.
The other interesting thing that happened was Rico Dowdle drew a flag for doing the Hingle McCringleberry celebration where 2 pumps.
Yeah.
And of course, too, the referee was Lance Clark.
Yeah. And
when you showed me the clip, I said, of course it was this asshole that threw the flag for 2 pumps. Because every time he calls a penalty, and I did not know his name. I just looked it up right now, but he literally is just like holding number 75, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Like he's like it's a nuisance for him. To,
yeah, like I don't want holding number 68. Like
no,
yeah,
like Hockley, who has to like give like an essay like his dad for every play, why it's a penalty and who it's on and what they can do to improve next time.
But Hockley's different. Like he gets jacked when he gets to go on the mic. He's just like, hey
like
guys, how we doing? It's 5-yard penalty, first down. Let's see you in a couple minutes.
I bet you he's going to do the Madrid game so he can show off his Spanish again. Wasn't he the one who did it? Or that was his dad who did it in like the Mexico game, I think.
Didn't he do it? I thought he did one in German too, didn't he?
Maybe.
Or maybe he was somewhere and he did native tongue.
Might have been. No, it was
which
it was
is cool
dad.
actually. I think that's awesome. But
his dad in Mexico, I think, it was like one of the Mexico games that they had there. But yeah, like that was I think the funniest part of that reaction of the touchdown celebration was like the Panthers players after the flag, and they're like, "It was only 2! Like, come on!"
Have you not seen the skit?
Yeah, even the coaches were on the side. They were like, "It was only 2!"
I also love Key and Peele, just from
Yeah.
a side note, because like I might get him. So Key, who Michael Keegan,
Yeah,
I'm
he's a Lions fan.
butchering the name. What's his name?
I don't know his name, but he's a Lions fan.
Yes, he's a Penn State fan
Yes,
too.
he looks like
But
they're
like
all close.
nicest person, looks like nicest person ever, just super funny or whatever. And like Jordan Peele has just become like Alfred Hitchcock. Like,
Horror director. Yeah.
do you want to see the serious thing you've ever seen? No, I would not. Can you make me laugh instead? Like I will. I'd
Well,
love to. I made a football movie. Do you want to see it?
I,
No, I do not.
it's so weird.
No.
I think a lot of
Why is Satan involved? This is weird.
their show is good because a lot of their stuff still like rings true today. Like a lot of their
Yeah.
skits of like the Obama thing of like the changing things up where like he's shaking people's hands and like the different change ups and stuff like that.
Come
Or
on, come on.
there's so many things that they did that are just very relatable to today still, which is why they're funny. That's why a lot of things are funny because like you can relate them to real life. And, like I think I saw somebody posted a clip from like an early season of Curb Your Enthusiasm for like Halloween, and Larry David answered the door, and it was like 2 teenage girls who weren't dressed up, and they're like trick or treat, and he's like, where are your costumes? And they're like, we're like teenagers, and he's like, I'm not giving you candy. You don't have costumes. Like what? They got pissed off, and then like the next morning they woke up and like their house was TP'd and covered in spray paint and everything. And they got in a fight with his wife or whatever because he didn't give him candy.
Yeah.
Gotta love Larry David.
The golf, I've seen the golf one a lot too, where he's on the thing and he's like, "Hey, they're on the fairway. I can't shoot." He's like, "You're not gonna hit it that far." Like he's like, okay, so he hits it, like hits the dude right in the back.
Yeah.
And the guy like, he's like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "Ah!" Just screaming.
It's a good show.
Oh, amazing. So the Packers are 5-2-1 in first place. They're kind of reeling. They also have a kicker problem because Brandon
That's always
McManus
good.
came back and they don't. So like I did not realize this because I've written a ton of articles about it at Dairyland Express. But Brandon McManus is in the first year of a 3-year contract, which
What?
amazed. Yeah, he signed a 3-year extension. Super quiet because I don't remember it. But yeah, Brandon
He's not
McManus is in the
young, right?
first year of a 3, and he came in mid season. Like he was 20-21. He made all of his extra points, and the Packers like, this guy's legit 3-year contract. Let's go. And like, I'm sure he was like, hell yeah. But not working too
Packers
well right
schedule.
now.
I just looked it up. It's not that great coming up. They got Eagles Monday night next week at the Giants, which they should probably win. Then they play home for the Vikings, at the Lions, home for the Bears, at the Broncos, and then at the Bears. And then they finish with home for the Ravens and at the Vikings. So like, I don't think they're going to be. I think they're going to lose a lot more games than 2 before the end of the season.
Yeah, it just the Kraft injury really hurts them, and they got to figure out what's
Yeah.
going on at receiver too, because Matthew Golden has disappeared. Romeo Dobbs is having a great
I
season.
thought he was Randy Moss.
Yeah, I know the jet sweep of doom has not translated to the regular season. The jet sweep, they ran a jet sweep. All right, that's great, dude. Can he get open?
So did Jordan
No?
Addison yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Jordan Addison had a great jet sweep. That was,
He did.
and they called it on like 2nd and 14 or something.
Yeah, because he never does that. That's why it worked.
Yeah, they're like,
It might have been his first jet sweep.
yeah, sped right through. I better move on.
What?
The Lions, of course, 5-3, as we mentioned. The Bears 5-3 as well. Vikings will see them in a couple of weeks, and the Vikings are in last place at 4-4. But here's the kicker: the Athletics playoff predictor now gives the Vikings a 20% chance to make the playoffs entering Monday night. It was 5% before they beat Detroit on Sunday. So here's what I'm getting at: what record do you think the Vikings need to make the playoffs in the final 10 games?
It's 10. There's 9 games, right?
9.
10
Yep,
weeks.
17. There's 17 games. Sorry,
Um,
because we can't have even
they probably
numbers.
have to go. They probably have to go 6-3 to finish 10-7.
I think yes.
So that might be tough.
I have
I
7
think
and
they can
3
finish.
down, but
I think they can. I think they can finish. They can finish 9-8. I feel like is very doable, and maybe I think that could be. That's like the floor. I feel like for this team at this point, 9-8.
so
Um,
I
which could be out of the playoffs, but still.
so you have both meetings with the Packers left. You have one meeting with the
Yeah.
Lions, and you have one meeting with the Bears. There's also a stretch in here where you
3 of
get
those are at home.
yeah, you get Commanders, Cowboys, and Giants. Cowboys and Giants are on the road. Commanders are toast.
Those should be wins.
Yeah, those should be wins. So if you win those, you have to go 3-3 in the other 6 games, including Sunday against the Ravens, which I don't know. Lamar Jackson's probably going to make me invoke Mike Hughes' name.
Yeah, I don't know. He didn't run a lot against the Dolphins. So I don't
I
know
don't
if
think he
he's
needed to.
totally. No, he didn't. But I don't know if he's totally like 100% back because he hurt his hamstring, right? So he's not going to be like. He doesn't have the same explosion probably that he did before that. That doesn't mean it's going to be easier for the Vikings. It's not going to be easier for Jonathan Grenard to miss him on Sunday. But having Van Ginkel out there, I thought Blake Cashman last year was like the difference maker. Like when he was gone and then he came back, you could tell the difference between the defense. It's even more apparent when Van Ginkel's out. Like when Van Ginkel was out and when he was in on Sunday, looks like a completely different defense. Maybe that has to do with Dallas Turner only playing like 15 snaps, which is a whole nother story. But also Dallas Turner's only like what? Is he 23? He's not that old. So like
Yeah. There was
I feel like we should cut him a little bit more slack than some people are giving him. But
a discussion. Some people just get mad about Dallas. I think he was thrown into the fire too early this year.
yeah,
And I know he's had a full year. So, I mean, year 2, we're kind of like sitting here and go, if
he was
we're,
supposed to be in the Patrick Jones role this year of like
if
spot helper and all that stuff.
here's what I'll say. If we're in year 3, I mean, it's okay not to have a judgment on him this year too. Like people
Right.
might disagree with that, but I mean, as long as Andrew Van Ginkel is healthy and Jonathan Grenard is healthy,
Yeah.
learn, get better. Like this is going. I mean, I'm not saying Dallas Turner is going to be Danielle Hunter, but like he spent 4 years just learning until he got
Neil
in the
Hunter.
starting role. Everson Griffin was
Yeah.
the same way, and I
Yep.
think Brian Robinson had that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think Robinson started earlier, but because he was a rookie in 09 or 08.
And I think I'm willing to give him some grace because I want the move to pan out. Like I think everybody does because they gave up so much to get him. So,
and I think what people are mostly frustrated with is the fact that the Vikings traded up to get him in the first round when they could have just sat back and maybe got someone else or even got Dallas Turner.
Jared Verse. I mean, that's just how the draft works. Sometimes you're going to get the right guy.
And who's to say?
Sometimes Justin Jefferson's going to fall to 22.
Yes. But who's to say Jared Verse would have fit in Brian Flores' defense?
Yeah.
We don't know that either. He could have struggled as well. He could have, because we know Brian Flores, if you don't really know his defense, you're not going to play, which is why Ivan Pace has been on and off again the last couple of weeks of not playing. But like you mentioned Hunter and Griffin, and immediately in my head, I just can hear the excuses or like the rebuttals back from people who are going to be like, well, Daniel Hunter was a 3rd-round pick, and Everson Griffin was like a 5th-round pick. So not a 1st-round pick like Dallas Turner. But like when you get in the NFL, nobody gives a fuck like where you were picked pretty much, unless you're like 1st round, which is Dallas Turner. But yeah, I think he needs time. He's young. He's 23, like we said. So like, can we give these kids like kids? Can we give them some time to develop? Because I feel like nobody's given that really anymore. And I don't know if that's a product of the NFL or us, the media, just being impatient and wanting everything now. But like, Like the Falcons, they traded for what? James Pierce this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he has 0 sacks this year. So Vikings are
Which
not
is
the only
amazing
one.
because I felt like everybody had like 6 coming out of that week 2 game. But
Oh
of course, I
yeah.
had like 18 beers that afternoon. So like I was probably seeing as many defenders as JJ McCarthy was seeing in his
It was Jared
face.
Goff yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give you another one, another Packer comp for you. Ooh, scary. But Rashawn Gary, 12th overall
Yep.
pick in the 2019 draft, had 4 starts in his first 2 seasons. Did not start a game in his rookie year, so I think all 4 came in the second year. He had 7 sacks those 2 years. Then third year breaks out with 9.5. Never had a double digit season, but he's on pace for one right now with 7.5. That's what happens when you play across from Micah Parsons. But I mean, if that's the development arc for Dallas Turner, I mean, it just
I also I also feel like double digit sacks aren't as common anymore with like the modern defense and offense, where the offense is getting rid of the ball so fast, and then defense is playing more like stand up rushers or dropping people into coverage. Like there's no more Jerry Allens that are really out there hand in the dirt every play, or like even a John Randall. Like those players don't really exist anymore. And so like I feel like if you looked at it, double digit sacks are probably like way less common than they were a decade ago.
and if you talk to any defensive coach, and again, I this is going to sound like excuses for Dallas Turner. He has to play better. I will be
Yeah.
fully on board, and like people coming out and saying the Vikings need more from him. I
He'd be
agree.
playing more
Yeah,
if he was playing better.
I agree with that. I'm also not ready to throw in the towel because I think there is some learning and some development going on with him right now. But you talk to any coach, they would rather have pressure an effective
Yeah.
quarterback than a sack, because a sack is like a one that is like the absolute best outcome you can get. When I was at South Dakota State, I asked Jesse Bobbitt, who is now the uh, defensive coordinator at Washington State, sacks and pressure, what's the difference between the two? And he's like, I would rather get pressure because, it's great to take the quarterback down, but if somebody's in his face and he throws a bad ball and it's interception, that's a bigger impact than a sack. They're
Yeah.
both great plays, but like we want to get the ball, we want to get turnovers, we want to affect the quarterback and make his life difficult. And that's why you hear a lot of coaches. I mean, Ben Johnson was talking about it too, where he's like, sacks are great. It would be great to be in the top half in sacks, but I want pressure from my defensive line. So
I think that's why people, it's like last year or 2 years ago when TJ Watt got like defensive player of the year. I think a bunch of Browns fans were mad that it wasn't Myles Garrett, and they complained that because TJ Watt had more pressures, which were they're like he had so many more fake sacks. I'm like, pressures actually make a big difference. They're not fake sacks.
pressures are sacks at the end of the day too. So
Pretty
it's
much,
like,
yeah. And like you said, they can have a bigger impact because you can force a quarterback to, make a bad decision or throw a pick. So like these days with offenses operating as quickly as they do, pressures really probably make more of an impact than sacks. That being said, yes, Dallas Turner, if he was playing better, he would be on the field more. But it also is what it is. He needs time. Not every like like give these kids time. They're young. Like they go from Alabama where they can do whatever the fuck they want and go against like they're playing with all pros next to them at every position, and they come to the NFL and they have to like figure out how to actually like beat a left tackle or a guard with more than just like a speed rush or bull rush. So like let's give this kid a chance. He deserves it.
hey, now
Okay.
it's the SEC. It just means more, okay?
Yeah. Except for CBS.
Except for when they play the Citadel or whatever.
Hey, my dad works at the Citadel.
Really?
I'm not even kidding.
It was just the first school that came in mind. Well,
Oh, it's always the school that gets beat because they get beat on by
yeah, it's
everybody.
like 80-0.
I think they've had like, but I think last year he told me they won like the most games they have in like a couple decades. They won like 4 or 5 games last year. So
Hey, that CFB
Go
26
Citadel.
mode.
It's an interesting school. If you ever look it up, it's interesting.
Yeah. You know what you should look up? TheVikingAge.com. What do we got going on over there, Adam?
We're writing about the Vikings. Yeah, the trade deadline is, I guess this releases on Tuesday, so the trade deadline is today. So we will be keeping an eye on if the Vikings do anything. I don't think they're gonna do anything. I don't think so. I think Kwesi's made a lot of trades. I guess you never know with Kwesi because sometimes he's got to do it. He's got to fill that urge with something. So maybe he'll trade for like a center or something. I don't know. But yeah, we'll be covering that and then covering stuff leading up to the Ravens game, making sure that JJ McCarthy gets in a full week of practice again, and there are no setbacks and his mechanics are all intact for Sunday. And then on Friday here on our YouTube channel, we'll have an interview with a special guest, a current Vikings player. So keep an eye out for that.
That is all at thevikingage.com. I actually the Apple setup, when you have it too close, it like expands the window. So I was looking for my notes so I could tell you all the cool stuff that
you forgot where you were.
I know I do so much stuff. I forget where I work all the time, but I'm at zonecoverage.com for my Vikings work. We also write about the Twins. We write about the Wild for Hockey Wilderness. So you can check that out. FanSided RBN network. That's where a lot of my work is right now. Doing a lot of stuff in the NFC North. We got Dairyland Express for the Packers, the Windy City for the Bears, and Detroit Jock City for the Lions. So if you're jacked up, if you feel like getting back into the race and learning more about the enemy, you can get in there. But of course, this is the Viking Age podcast, the official podcast of the VikingAge.com. I am Chris Schad at The Real Chris Schad. He is Adam Patrick at Adam Patrick NFL. We do this every Tuesday and Friday morning right here on the Viking Age YouTube channel and in podcast form on Apple and Spotify the very next day. But however you consume us, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe so you never miss a new episode and we can spread the word to the masses. For Adam Patrick, I am Chris Schad. 4 letters, 1 word, Skull.